Hi everyone, welcome back. It's been a while, haven't it? I've got a new crib and I've got a new job, full-time, 100%, and it's quite rough, but it's a job, so I can't complain. Today I want to talk about Persona 5 Strikers, my final thoughts about the game, and then I'm probably done with it. Maybe. Might make an entry on the best games this year list later on. For those of you that doesn't have that much time, I have a few footnotes for you that I want to say about the game quickly. So let me get right to the point. It's a good game, it has great characters, okay graphics, a bit repetitive when it comes to world building and content, but otherwise it's fun with varying playstyles, okay villains, bit of a predictable storyline. If you're a fan of Persona, if you can play this game, I recommend it in that case. Also if you have played or watched the original Persona 5 or the Royal version, because this is a sequel story-wise. Otherwise, all your other guys that wants a bit more in-depth, you can stay, and I've got some words or footnotes to talk about. Also, I just keep in mind that I don't have a script for this video because I like to keep it a bit simple, also because I don't have that much time. I go out of bed soon after 7 and I'm home again by maybe 6 o'clock, and then I need to, maybe I need to grocery shop, maybe I need to shower, yeah, you know, it gets late and sometimes I want to relax too. But I needed to make this video at least. So let's start with the introduction and first impressions. The game has a very nice presentation. These types of games, or the Persona games, almost always have that. So this is no different. And straight off the bat you can see that it has had a glow up, at least in terms of FPS. It also has a bit better graphics, I'd say, but it could have been more polished as well. It's a mixed bag. Great style. Style is still king. Just like the original game, they really aced that point. The game has a lot of tutorials, especially in the beginning. I think the first 5 to 10 hours is just tutorials, but that's good as well. Music and the voice acting is fantastic, especially the voice acting. All of them does an incredible job, I think. Now, there comes an issue for me. The Strikers world is, although it seems to be the same, on the surface it is completely different from Persona 5 and Royal. It's just not as deep, it's very basic, to be honest. Almost void of life, even though there are many NPCs, places to go. It just feels like just bare bones in some way. Hard to explain. The locations and locales, great. Stuff to do and things like that. Nothing. There is nothing to do. And here we come into another issue. There's just not much to do outside of jails. You can visit the shops, you can talk to people to get some interesting tidbits maybe, but that's about it. The most disappointing thing is that all of the confident places is very conveniently closed. And it's disappointing. Like they are just gone or out of town or have a vacation. Igor as well. I missed that so much. Otherwise it has no confidence at all, which is fine. I think this game doesn't need it actually. But it would have been nice to have some form of, how do you say it, more bonding with the team. It's strange because there is quite much bonding going on. But a bit more, just a bit more stuff to do. I think there are 2 points in the game where you can go and do stuff. The first one you can choose entirely, which one of the Phantom Thieves to go with. The other one you can choose the guys or the gals. More of that, please. It would have been amazing. Another issue I have is that money is never an issue. I know the issue is not having an issue. But it's kind of boring, because you can buy most of the stuff you need, and the other stuff you don't need them. Now the good things, one of them is that there's new cities with a new villain in each city that you can explore. And it feels refreshing, and I like the change of scenery. It feels interesting, but they could have done a bit more. What I like about the cities though is that they all have their own personalities. They all have their own real life things in them. They might have a special cuisine just that can be found in certain places. There are a few new characters, and they are all interesting actually. Even the villains, I have to say. But as I said before, it's very predictable for the most part. There's 2 new Phantom Thieves, and they are both very interesting, although I didn't quite like Sophia's playstyle that much. A shame. I really liked the theme of her persona, without spoiling anything. Fantastic. Which brings me to the jails. So jails are like palaces, but not really. Or to explain more in depth, they are like palaces but not as linear. They are more free, but at the same time you also have to do certain things in a certain order. So they are quite linear as well. Otherwise it's heavily inspired by Dynasty Warriors, very similar in gameplay as well as the music. Combat is actually where the game shines the most. It's very versatile, and after a while you get used to it. It takes a while to get used to it. The combat arts further help to diversify the characters from each other. They help bring out a certain playstyle in each and every one of them. I myself liked Yusuke, Makoto, and I think there's spoilers, okay. Senkichi. His playstyle is fun. I would have liked to see that you could choose between 2 options when you level them up. For example, Yusuke, he can, after 1 square, 1 triangle, he can mash triangle, and after he does a Masakukaya boost, it would have been nice to see, instead of that, he could have made a follow-up attack that could have led to another combo instead. So you can further personalize the playstyles. That would maybe have been too much to implement, because this is kind of a spin-off, but not really. Sequel spin-off-ish thing. When you fight, personas have a chance to drop from the enemies, which is fine. I don't prefer it, but it's fine. Anytime in the game, if you're not on the highest difficulty Merciless, you can decide to leave the palace, rest up, and come back. And I just ask, where is the challenge in that? It's perplexing to me, because you can just, oh shit, I have no SP, so I can just go back, come back again, and who needs items for the most part, except for bosses? It's very boring actually. Has no risks really, except on the higher difficulties. Yeah, I mentioned that each and every teammate has a unique skill or playstyle, which is very nice. You can just choose which playstyle you want. And there are also showtime attacks, kind of like Musu attacks, and they are ballin'. I love them. Another issue I have with the jails is in the design, the way they are designed. They are very same-ish for the most part. There are some one-offs in each place, like in the 3rd jail you can snowboard, and I guess, but it's not enough to diversify them in the playstyle. It's very same-ish. And another is that there's too much fluff when some battles are going on. Like there are so many effects, so many colors, so many, so you don't really know. So I have to look at the minimap to know where the enemy is for the most part. You get used to it, so it just takes quite a while to get used to it. It's fine. That brings me to the last point, which is the story. I like the setup. I like the basic idea that you have this app that all people use, and it's very easy to use. It's amazing. It does everything for you. It recommends stuff like Siri, which is the connection they made, but they took it a step further, show the evil within, that you shouldn't let something like that be in charge of your life. It's a fine story, but it's very predictable. when characters gets introduced or when they appear in the story, you know that they're evil. You know, oh, I'm gonna beat that guy later, or oh, I'm gonna beat them later. I was looking for the word. So yeah, I could figure out at the beginning of the game pretty much who the main baddie was. Yeah, the main baddie, I figured it out, so a bit of a shame, but it does the job, okay? When on the road you can do requests, which are like quests pretty much, but they are all very standard, nothing really imaginative. I mentioned that I like that you can do activities with some persons that brings personality to the table. I also liked when the Phantom Thieves just did stuff in real life with each other like normal persons. Again, brings character to them and makes them be more real. The ending is okay, not very impressive at all, it's just okay. But it was a good final boss, I will say that. I really like the final boss, especially because there are two modes, one that is normal and one that is EX. So the EX version makes them stronger, get some new moves. It made you approach the boss in a different way. I like that. Which brings me to my closing thoughts. I know I wanted to try to keep this simple and quick, but we're soon at 18 minutes, so I'm sorry. My closing thoughts is that if you play this game, don't get the platinum trophy. It's not worth it at all. It sucks. I think I grinded for 6 consecutive hours doing the same boss over and over again. Doing the boss, leaving the game, going back again, doing the boss, leaving the game, saving the game, doing the... You get it. After a while it just becomes tedious and it's not worth it. I did it for you guys though, because I promised. I'm a man of my word, for the most part. I try to be at least. And as of today, I really feel that enough Persona 5, okay? I feel like they've done their stories. They've, to be honest, milked it enough, in my opinion. They should just leave it. It's done. Go forward to the next one. I know they probably earn a lot of cash and stuff, but I'm kind of done with Persona 5 for a while. It's a great game, don't get me wrong. It's a great series, actually. I want the next chapter. And I think we all need it, really. That said, I am very grateful that you still watch me. I'm also grateful that you have some oversight when I write all this. Oh, I can't do this, I can't upload this today, I need to rest because I'm exhausted. I can't sleep at night. But I still want to do stuff and videos for you guys. I never get tired of, getting positive response and making you guys happy, or just taking up a part of your day that you needed. I've been there myself. So anyway, that was it. Dudes and dudettes, I believe in you. You can do the thing. Until next time.